Hey and welcome to today's video. My name is Julian. On my channel, it's all about making you crypto fit. So that means we talk about stuff like decentralization, cryptocurrencies, blockchain, and obviously all the various coins out there. Most of all Bitcoin, but every once in a while also all the other coins. And today I want to discuss with you a topic that has been on my mind a bit over the past couple of weeks. And it's something that I see in the press, that I see in the media, that I see in social media statistics. I see this in book sales. I see this in YouTube views. I see this in Google searches. I see this everywhere. And it is that we see, well, kind of interest fading a bit. We see people getting bored. We feel that we see that people are like, yeah, well, it goes up, it goes down. Well, I was thinking we're all gonna get rich quick right now, so why am I not getting rich? And so all these things, and well, obviously it kind of shows that people are getting bored. And so why is this? And what does this actually mean? And I want to kind of loop back to the very first blog post that I made this year called Crystal Ball 3000, where I talk about how I kind of predict what this year is going to look like. And so what I predicted in January was that we're going to see this up and down. We're going to see a slight uptick over the year. My kind of sense was that we're going to get to around 8,000. So right now we're at 10,000. So we're a bit higher to what I kind of was predicting. I'm not complaining about this at all. I'm actually quite happy. But I was predicting that we're going to see these waves. And so am I like this super genius? No, not at all. Actually, all I was doing was I was reflecting on how was it in 2016. Because personally, I feel we're in a very similar year than 2016. And in 2016, we had exactly the same thing, just not around 10,000, we had it around 1,000. So Bitcoin went up and it was close to breaking through the 1,000, and it went to 800, to 1,050, 1,100, it dropped back down. You can go to CoinMarketCap and you see the exact same pattern. Now here are a couple of things that happened back then. The very first one, most people that wanted to trade, they always traded the wrong way. When Bitcoin went to 1,100, so right now 11,000, they all got excited and they all wanted to get in. Then what happened was, well, a lot of people who bought at 800 or 900, so right now at 8,000, 9,000, they all cashed out and Bitcoin dropped back down. And so these people all bought, well, when price was high, and then they freaked out, and when Bitcoin hit back then 900, 800, right now 9,000, they all started freaking out and they all started to sell. And so what happened during this time, and you can go back to this video and you will see the video from back then. I'm predicting the same thing, and that's just from 2016. We're gonna see these waves and people are all gonna buy during the highs and they're gonna sell during the lows. And the reason, and this is now the key thing, the reason we're seeing this, so this is the first one, the reason we're seeing this is because there's still hope in the market. So there's still so much hope. There's still a lot of people who are sitting there and they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna get rich this year. Like, we're gonna get rich quick right now. And back then it was the same thing. It was, well, Bitcoin had gone back up to 800, 900. The all-time high back then was 1,200. So people were like, man, I'm gonna get rich quick. And Bitcoin is gonna break through and we're gonna get rich. But what happened all the time was, well, people didn't get rich quick. They actually lost quickly. And so at the end, a lot of people started to get weeding out. And actually it was quite quick. So it was quite rapid that these people were dropping out. And it's exactly the same thing right now. So we have these people who all sit there and they're like, man, Bitcoin is turning around. You know, like it went down to 3,000 and now it's turning around. Now I'm getting rich quick. But actually not. That's not what's happening. It's not that Bitcoin is shooting up to 50,000. It's Bitcoin goes up a little, drops back down. And it weeds out those people. And it has to weed these people out because these are the people who are these short-term thinkers. They exactly work in the wrong direction. And so it needs to weed these people out. And what's going to happen, I can assure you it's going to be the exact same thing as 3 years ago. We're going to see Bitcoin slowly creeping up, slowly. Right now we see it around 10,000, same story back then, you can look back. Suddenly we were at 1,200, suddenly we had the all-time high, we went to 1,300, and then it went really, really fast, and you still remember this. And then it shot to like 2,000. And we're going to see probably something very similar, and if you kind of use the same kind of math, well, the 2,000 is the 20,000, so then we're going to break through and we're going to have this all-time high. And that's just not exciting right now. And it's just really, really boring. And here is the tip that I would have had back then and the same tip that I would have for you right now. Use this time to learn. Use this time to study, to understand what blockchain and cryptocurrencies and decentralized finance does, and all the different opportunities. It's the time of hodling. It's the time of having a long time horizon. It's the time of having some perspective and not trying to fall for these short kind of gains and these short kind of wins. And at the end, what's happening right now is super, super healthy and super, super important. It actually shows that all those naggers and naysayers who called Bitcoin dead like 20 times already, they're definitely wrong, because Bitcoin is as stable and as healthy and as strong as it gets. But then on the other hand, even though we had these really strong up spikes this year, I mean, most people are up 3x this year, right? I mean, I think I bought my Bitcoins this year, well, I bought half a Bitcoin this year at around $4,000 in March-ish. And in March, I think it was around 4,000-ish. So obviously, like, I'm not up 3x, but I'm on this half Bitcoin, I'm up, I don't know, 150% plus. Hey, that's a great return if you consider this, if you compare this to any other kind of investment out there. And this is something that's really, really, really important in all of this, kind of understanding all that. If it went up parabolic right now, even higher, well, we would have the same setbacks that we've had 2017. Will we go parabolic? Oh, for sure. And we will for sure have these same setbacks again, and everyone is going to call Bitcoin dead again. We're going to see the same cycles over and over and over again. You can prepare yourself. But having this, not right now, shows that right now it's loading up. Right now it's really getting substance in. It's getting substance in from the right people, and it's going to weed the wrong people out. So this is the call to action. This is the very important thing. Be happy that it's boring. Be happy that you open the news and that all the news is trying to do, it's trying to create some drama about some coins or some influencers or this and that, because there's nothing else to report on. There is no significant kind of exciting topic. So the news has to make these exciting things. This is a really, really good sign. First thing. The second, be happy that there's not so much influx in Telegram groups, in crypto groups, that, I don't know, YouTube viewerships are down, that podcasts are down, book sales are down, Google searches are down. Why should you be happy? Well, that means that it's loading up in substance. This is so, so, so key. Because you will see, once this starts spiking, this is when all this other stuff has already been weeded out. If you're a person who needs this adrenaline kick and needs the excitement, this is not the right thing for you. But that means you need to have the peace, the calmness in order to stick this through. And not fall for the kind of FOMO when stuff goes up and then fall for the fear when it drops down. And I really think that's tough, and I think that's hard. And there's a lot of people that always say, you know, the difficult thing in investing is having patience. And I agree with this. It's this patience. I talk about seasons, right? You have spring, summer, fall, and winter. And right now we're in spring, and once you start sowing your seeds, you have to be patient. Time will do its rest, and it's the same thing right now. And here's the really key thing. It's the best time to learn. It's the best time to study. Because you're gonna see all the dirty things out there. If you've always been interested in a coin, well, right now you're gonna see all the dirty and all the nitty gritty. Why? Because the coins are doing crap. Literally any coin other than Bitcoin is really underperforming. So if you're interested in Ethereum, hey, it's the best time to learn about Ethereum, because right now you see all the dirty stuff there. If you're any coin that you are interested in, right now is one of the best times to learn about them, because you're not gonna see all the pretty things, you're actually gonna see all the ugly things as well. And it is very, very important in that sense. And that is why it is important that times are boring, that there's not so much excitement. But that doesn't mean you need to create it. It means you need to understand what's happening and stay really, really cool in this. And I think that's such an important thing. Holger here is asking, do you see institutional investors, big pension funds in the US already getting involved or still on the sidelines and watching? I think the really large ones are still on the sidelines and watching. The question is, when will they ever be allowed to get in, right? When are they able to invest in this asset class? Now I think with some of the ETFs being open for regulated kind of environments in the US, especially for institutional investors, accredited investors, well, then we could step by step kind of see this opening up. But I think for a pension fund or for large funds holding directly Bitcoin, I don't think they have the infrastructure. I don't think they have the governance to kind of control the keys. And so I think that's something that's relevant. But this is what's going to happen right now in the base. And I think that's really, really important to understand. And it's very, very positive. So I just want to kind of have you self-reflect a bit. See yourself, what kind of state are you in? Are you getting nervous? Do you need this excitement? Or are you actually checking everyday coin market cap and you're like, oh, Bitcoin is down 3%. Oh, it's up 2%. Who cares? Like literally, who gives a rat's ass? If Bitcoin is down 5%, why do you care? If you're not a day trader, and I assume you're probably not because I have very few traders watching my channel, there's literally zero interest. You should only be interested when Bitcoin hits a new all-time high. That's when you should start actually paying attention. Or if Bitcoin hits zero. Anything else, it's irrelevant. If you ask me right now, what's the price? I would assume it's somewhere around 10,000. Is it under 10,000, above 10,000? I literally don't know. And I mean this. I really don't know. And I don't have to. And that's the great part. Why? Because I really don't care. I'm going to be getting interested when Bitcoin starts getting into the 6 digits, right? Once it gets to 100,000, that's when I'm going to be paying attention. That's when I'm going to be looking at the market sentiment. Anything else? Not 100% sure how relevant this is for me right now and the time horizon that I kind of have. And I hope you're kind of taking a bit from there. So here's another question from Holger. You think even after 3x is a good time to continue accumulating? Thanks, man. I mean, look, it depends on what kind of upside you see. Is Bitcoin going to $1 million? I really don't know. I'm not sure if I'm the right person to kind of say it's $1 million. Should you still be accumulating at $30,000? It depends. If you're accumulating all the time, I don't think you're going to do too much wrong. Would I go and say, hey, today I'm not going to buy, but when it's 30,000, then I'm going to go big? Well, let's look at 30,000. Out of today's perspective, it makes more sense to do it right now. But if you have a nice kind of dollar cost averaging, I would not stop that. I don't stop it on my stocks. I wouldn't do this right now. My view on BAG, this was another question from Insanely Raw. I see this positive. I know short term, you're going to always have these kind of craziness and ups and downs because of these institutional things coming in. But long term, I think that's going to be a very positive thing for the crypto space. Fantastic. With this, have a really, really good Monday. Stay cool. Don't get too nervous with all this. I hope that kind of helps you a bit. And please subscribe to the channel. Share this. If you're watching on if you're listening to the podcast, then click the subscribe button there. On any other channel, please like, share, retweet, reshare. You would do me a huge, huge favor. With this, thank you so much. See you next time. Yours truly, Julian. Bye-bye.